Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Lacking orderly continuity. A confused set of instructions. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. Bewildered and confused. Thrown into a state of disarray or confusion. A confused mass of papers on the desk. Having lost your bearings. Confused as to time or place or personal identity. Mentally confused. Unable to think with clarity or act intelligently. The flood of questions left her bewildered and confused. Having been divided. Having the unity destroyed. Congress gave the impression of a confusing sum of disconnected local forces. Music, marked by or composed of disconnected parts or sounds, cut short crisply. Marked by sudden changes in subject and sharp transitions. Lacking orderly continuity. Disconnected fragments of a story. Not plugged in or connected to a power source. The iron is disconnected. Lacking orderly continuity. Separated at the joint. Taken apart at the joints. A disjointed fowl. Lacking orderly continuity. Not arranged in order. Thrown into a state of disarray or confusion. The small disordered room. Lacking orderly continuity. Lacking in correct logical relation. Lacking orderly continuity. Lacking orderly continuity. Scattered thoughts. Occurring or distributed over widely spaced and irregular intervals in time or space. Scattered showers. Lacking orderly continuity. Not connected by birth or family. Not joined or linked together. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. People who are frustrated and perplexed. The children's faces clearly expressed the frustration of the baffled. Confused and vague, used especially of thinking. Stupefied by alcoholic drink. The wino's poor befuddled mind. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. Deeply absorbed in thought. As distant and bemused as a professor listening to the prattling of his freshman class. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. Obviously bemused by his questions. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. Bewildered and confused. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. A cloudy and confounded philosopher. Deeply absorbed in thought. Lost in thought. Not caught with the senses or the mind. Words lost in the din. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. She felt lost on the first day of school. Unable to function, without help. People who are destined to die soon. Having lost your bearings. Confused as to time or place or personal identity. Incapable of being recovered or regained. His lost honor. No longer in your possession or control. Unable to be found or recovered. A lost child. Not gained or won. A lost battle. Spiritually or physically doomed or destroyed. Lost souls. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. Perplexed by many conflicting situations or statements, filled with bewilderment. Just a mixed-up kid. Out of working order, busted, is an informal substitute for broken. A broken washing machine. Tamed or trained to obey. A horse broken to the saddle. Topographically very uneven. Broken terrain. Subdued or brought low in condition or status. A broken man. Thrown into a state of disarray or confusion. Troops fleeing in broken ranks. Destroyed financially. The broken fortunes of the family. Especially of promises or contracts, having been violated or disregarded. Broken, or unkept, promises. Discontinuous. Broken clouds. Imperfectly spoken or written. Broken English. Lacking a part or parts. A broken set of encyclopedia. Not continuous in space, time, or sequence or varying abruptly. Broken lines of defense. Physically and forcibly separated into pieces or cracked or split. A broken mirror. Weakened and infirm. Broken health resulting from alcoholism. Having been turned so that the bottom is no longer the bottom. The upset pitcher of milk. Afflicted with or marked by anxious uneasiness or trouble or grief. Too upset to say anything. The act of upsetting something. He was badly bruised by the upset of his sled at a high speed. A physical condition in which there is a disturbance of normal functioning. Everyone gets stomach upsets from time to time. The act of disturbing the mind or body. His carelessness could have caused an ecological upset. Form metals with a swage. A tool used to thicken or spread metal, the end of a bar or a rivet, etc., by forging or hammering or swagging. Cause to overturn from an upright or normal position. Thrown into a state of disarray or confusion. With everything so upset. An improbable and unexpected victory. The biggest upset since David beat Goliath. Move deeply. This book upset me. An unhappy and worried mental state. She didn't realize the upset she caused me. Cause to lose one's composure. Defeat suddenly and unexpectedly. The foreign team upset the local team. Disturb the balance or stability of. The hostile talks upset the peaceful relations between the two countries. Mildly physically distressed. An upset stomach. Used of an unexpected defeat of a team favored to win. The Bills' upset victory over the Houston Oilers. Socially disoriented. Having lost your bearings. Confused as to time or place or personal identity. I frequently find myself disoriented when I come up out of the subway. Unable to express yourself clearly or fluently. Incoherent with grief. Without logical or meaningful connection. A turgid, incoherent presentation. Physics, of waves having no stable definite or stable phase relation. Full of difficulty or confusion or bewilderment. Perplexed language. Lacking order or methodical arrangement or function. A disorganized enterprise. Lacking order or methodical arrangement or function. Not having position or goal definitely set or ascertained. Engaged in unoriented study. Stupefied by alcoholic drink. A mind befogged with drink. Unclear in form or expression. Sometimes one understood clearly and sometimes the meaning was clouded. Filled or abounding with clouds. Made troubled or apprehensive or distressed in appearance. His face was clouded with unhappiness. Mentally disordered. A mind clouded by sorrow. In a state of mental numbness, especially as resulting from shock. He had a dazed expression on his face. Stunned or confused and slow to react, as from blows or drunkenness or exhaustion. Having vision overcome temporarily by or as if by intense light. She shut her dazzled eyes against the sun's brilliance. Stupefied or dizzied by something overpowering. I fall back dazzled at beholding myself all rosy red, at having, I myself, caused the sun to rise. Confused and vague, used especially of thinking. Stupid and confused. A confused, pudding-headed, muddle-headed fellow.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.